Okay, welcome everybody to this board meeting. Thank you everyone for coming, and I would ask everybody to introduce themselves. We are live on camera, so
Okay.
we'll start with Sandra.
I'm Sandra Dogiakos, Deputy Clerk and Recorder.
I'm Dani Arps. I am the grant administrator for the county.
I'm Sam Carlson, County Commissioner.
Joe Dellwo, Commission Chair.
Dick Snellman, Commissioner.
Laura Langdon, I'm with KLJ Engineering.
And I'm Melody Martinson with the Choteau Acantha.
Okay, we have minutes from October 7th.
I read those all. Move that we approve those.
Second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We have no road encroachments. We do have a cemetery board appointment from the Choteau area. Dick, you want to
Wouldn't we have
go through
road
that?
encroachments that Alan brought in the other day?
Not in time for the
Not, okay.
48 hours notice, so they're on our next agenda.
I got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Dave Carlson from the Choteau area has agreed to be on the cemetery board. So he'll join Ron Roseholt and Kevin Heinley.
Heinley.
Finally.
So we'll have a full board.
Okay.
So we need a motion to appoint Dave.
I would so move.
And I'd second.
Any further discussion?
Just a note, I know you guys keep a list of board and board appointments, but in both of these cases for Kevin and Dave, they are coming into an existing term, replacing someone else somewhere in their 3-year term, so.
Correct, they'll be staggered.
Yeah, so,
I don't have that.
yeah, we should make sure that they know
We'll enter it into
the
the
length
board
of their
book.
terms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. So we have our request from the Center for Mental Health. They are our recognized provider by DPHHS, and every year we give them, it's $1 a head allotment of money to provide services, which they've been struggling to do, but I would encourage us to stay involved. I've been working with them. They're merging with Gateway Recovery right now, but I've been working with them to come back to town and do a better job of providing services. They have been doing some stuff. They've been driving out of Conrad and coming to Choteau, and they do provide some services, but I'm hopeful that they will have an office here in the future, so I would hope that we would continue to support them.
Okay. We need a motion to,
Yep, I need a motion.
I would move that we continue to support them.
And I'd second that.
Any further discussion? So Mel, it is $6,162. It's $1 for every person in the county.
6162,
Yep, 6162.
thank you. Is that state money that we get that we pass through to them, or is that,
The alcohol designated money is a pass-through. This is not.
this is not, okay.
But to have the center is supposed to be the one requiring or giving the services, and
Yeah.
to participate in that program, we have to do that. So we do have the ability to levy that as mill money. They call it mill money,
Mhm.
but we've always just got it out of the budget somewhere and
Okay.
paid it because it's not a huge deal. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that brings us to tree bids. We have a few issues with the trees, mainly on the west side of the courthouse, and we would like to go out to bids we're not sure what we want to do. We need to get some feedback from the people that bid, but I'm not anticipating removing any trees, but we do have a few limbs that are dangling and becoming a danger, so we have to do some work on them.
And I walked around, all the way around with Brian Hagee with the tree service. Oh, when was that?
Well,
Several
months
months
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
And, you know, so he pointed out a lot of things I wouldn't have noticed either, but at that point, we didn't know what exactly we were gonna do. So we'll advertise for bids and see who answers.
Is that a motion?
Do we need, okay. I would move that we advertise for bids.
Then second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So we got that ball rolling.
Yeah.
Okay. The court is yours.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I'm here to talk about the open house and the things that we did to tell people about it. So that was held on September 29th, a few weeks ago. So I just wanted to get your feedback on how it went and things that maybe you'd like to see in the future.
I was pleasantly surprised at the turnout. I left, I had other things going on. I was there for about 45 minutes and there must have been 25 people there while I was there, and there was more coming in the door when I left, so.
Yeah, and then quite a few more came after you'd gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was real pleased with the turnout. And I don't know what kind of feedback you got from them.
Good feedback.
Did
Yeah,
you-
lots of good
Oh,
comments.
good, okay,
Mhm.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah, even the verbal ones that I might have come just to me, I wrote
Mhm.
down and made sure the engineers got them too. So
Yeah, oh, good, okay. No, I was real pleased with the turnout. I thought it was good. And did anyone voice any, or bring up any ideas that you guys hadn't thought of before?
You know, I'm not sure
There's some new
exactly
things.
what the engineers have and haven't thought of, but I
Oh,
think
okay.
there were some. Just the pullouts, maybe the blind spots that are currently there, the rumble strips, people opposed to having them there.
Right,
The site distances with the existing bridge. That was a few of them. Oh, and then lots of really good comments about the pullouts. How
yeah.
to structure those, how to put in the signage for them. You know, there's some grander ideas about, you know, maybe having a driving route off of the highway that could kind of loop, or at least maybe a trail that does the same thing. So a lot of good ideas there. I think your question about whether they had to disturb the roadbed, I think was from last time
Yeah,
that we met.
that we
Yeah.
didn't want them to do that.
Yeah, I think the answer to that was there are areas where they are going to have to, but mostly not, is what I believe the engineer had told me. But yeah, we had that all documented. Some are up on the website. Yeah, but then, I mean,
Okay.
more than just the open house, I mean, the public outreach for the project too, I'd be interested in hearing what, you know, what you expect or what you think would work well
mhm.
too.
Yeah, one of my concerns was that cut north of Priest Butte.
Yeah,
They're gonna cut that way back because the wind, when the wind's blowing, it literally throws you into the middle of the road. And we talked to James Combs about that.
Mhm.
He showed us and they factored that
they're
in, so
gonna
that
cut
was
it way
nice.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions from anybody else?
Maybe emails. I don't know if Facebook is really actively used here, if that's a good method. Phone calls to some of the residents, I mean, some of those outreach pieces.
Mhm.
I'm not sure how well they're working or how well you think they would work. I'll take anybody's feedback too if you're here.
Well, I was really encouraged by the turnout. I mean, that was,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of times they have open houses and there's 5 people show up
Yeah.
and 3 of them are commissioners, and that's disappointing, but to see that
So maybe
turnout.
what we
that
did
happens
worked well.
frequent-
Okay.
Yeah, that happens real frequently.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to hear.
So, no, I was pleased to see that.
Good to hear.
We had a meeting, this has been several years ago, but about a roll-off site, refuse site, putting one in Fairfield where there isn't one. And we advertised for 3 weeks, I think, in all the papers and, you know, put up posters. Even the guy with the key to the hall didn't show up. And so we stood there and
Oh, shit.
said, well, gee whiz, I guess this was futile, you know,
Yeah.
so things like that do go on here,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's known to occur for sure.
But this one worked good.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right, we'll keep doing what we're doing. Seem to work well.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Seems like a
right.
good
Thank you.
process.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah.
Okay, so I didn't get it typed into the agenda, but you're here, Dani, and you're
It's not on the agenda.
agenda.
Okay.
Pre-hazard, or the
Well,
hazard mitigation.
Yeah, so I've been working on the hazard mitigation plan for Teton County. The last time it was updated was in 2013. So it's been about 8 years worth of data. That was all really good stuff 8 years ago. It needed a lot of updating, obviously. So I went through, like, word by word. I've read this thing 100,000 times. And identifies every natural hazard that can occur in Teton County, even ones we don't anticipate as much, like landslides or tornadoes or, you know, those type of things. So I updated weather events, presidential disasters that were declared, the maps, a lot of the visual figures and tables, a lot of the data as far as what people have in place for flood insurance policies, premiums, dollar amounts, things like that. So it's been a process, it's been ongoing, and eventually we give this to the State Hazard Mitigation Office, and they take a look at it and they go through it with a score sheet, which is called the Local Mitigation Plan Review Tool Supplement. And it's several pages, and it identifies, this is from last time, deficiencies, or so basically elements that are either met or not met, where they're located in the plan, and when they're not met, where those deficiencies are identified and what we need to add or fix. So that's where I started, going through, besides doing the usual kind of visual and grammatical spelling updates, things like that needed done. And then kind of renumbering some things, fixing some headings. I did eliminate some information that was, some of it was 50 or 60 years old that just wasn't relevant anymore, and replaced it with updated information. So it's roughly the same size as it was. There were some tools available now that weren't available when the plan was done 8 years ago, including the flood history of Teton River, and that was really comprehensive. That was completed last year, so I referenced that quite a bit. Choteau's growth policy had been updated, and it's in the process of being updated again. Teton County is in the process of updating the growth policy. And a lot of those documents overlap each other, reference each other quite a bit, so it's a really good time to get all of this stuff done, updated before the end of the year, so that moving into 2022, we have some good solid current information to work from. This document will help agencies within the county apply for federal funding, and a lot of that federal funding, especially if it comes from FEMA, requires a current hazard mitigation plan, and so they're supposed to be updated every 5 years or anytime we see the need to update them. And so moving forward, just a yearly update is going to happen, and it's going to be a lot easier because there's been a lot of discussion and dialogue between Teton County and the individual municipalities about the type of information that we need to record. For instance, Fairfield got some new snowplow equipment and some training on snow removal, which has greatly improved the streets and roads in Fairfield following a major snow event. Things like that just improve safety overall. These mitigation efforts have been ongoing. They are not new. Every community has identified hazards and worked through what they need to do to stay on top of them. So I just wanted to reflect that no matter how small something may seem in a community, it's all part of the bigger picture. And moving forward, with safety measures, it's nice to be able to go out and get funding now that we weren't able to get before to help with some of this stuff. So the plan update will be available on the table in the Commissioner's office, and we would really like if anybody could come in and take a look at it if they have questions or comments and want to see the differences between the old one and the new one. And if they have any questions for me, the public comment period starts today and it goes through the 5th of November. And we're hoping to have the plan submitted to the State Hazard Mitigation Office, adopted by the local emergency planning committee, and then ultimately adopted by FEMA and approved by FEMA before the end of January.
So in that question, do I need to open a hearing, officially open a hearing from now until
Sure.
November 5th?
Yeah.
Okay, I will open the hearing on the hazard mitigation plan starting today, and it will continue. We'll take comment until November 5th.
And the supplemental materials, including the urban, what is it called? The Wildland Urban Interface.
Yeah.
I can't remember the
Community
wildfire.
Wildfire Protection Plan.
Yeah, so that, and then the growth policies, the source water protection plans for both Choteau and Fairfield, all the supplemental materials are available as well. And they're referenced throughout the plan.
What?
November 5th. It has to be for 15 days, I believe, for FEMA.
Minimum of 15 days, yes.
Minimum. So,
But I really welcome the public to come take a look at it and give some feedback if they can, because it's nice to get new perspectives. But I have a list, Mel, if you're interested in all the specific updates that were done in the plan. I can email that to you if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay. So that's about all I had. We did learn some stuff at our local emergency planning committee meeting this week, which was kind of neat. It was nice to get everybody together and sit down face to face and go through some of the stuff that, not just the plan update, but to hear from some of the other entities that are involved with emergency planning in the county and kind of get that discussed with everybody. So they're all aware now of what's going on with the plan, and I'd really encourage all of them to take a look at it as well and give some feedback. That's about all I had.
okay, and I would like to publicly thank you. You've done a heck of a job, and you hit the ground running, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, commission reports. And Mel, I wanted to officially let the public know that we are trying to get grants to build an emergency response building.
Emergency
Non-ambulance
Response
barn.
Center, yes.
Center, emergency response center. And it would be an ambulance barn,
Not
a
a
morgue,
barn.
a morgue for the
Ambulance
sheriff,
Station.
ambulance station. I'm not supposed to use the word barn anymore.
No.
A morgue for the sheriff, indoor facility for search and rescue so they can store stuff, a meeting room, and also office space for the health department.
And an EOC, Emergency
And,
Operations
if
Center.
the meeting room would be a designated EOC.
An actual space for our coroner,
Yeah,
which is desperately needed.
and I've seen the for sale sign on the funeral home in town, so that makes it even more important. They've always been great working with us, but you never know if they get new owners, if that will continue in the future. So, we had, Deb Coverdale had a class, they have a class in
They have a-
Fairfield, we call him the CAD kid,
The CAD students did a
and he
preliminary rendering.
drew up the preliminary plan. We do have it in our office if you'd like to look at it, and if people want to stop in and look at it, they're certainly welcome to.
Are we still talking about across the street here on
It would-
county-owned property?
Yes,
the
it would
sheriff's
be,
office?
it would be
South of
from
the
the
annex.
south of the sheriff's office, between there and the city shop. And we're going after grant funding, so we do not anticipate asking for a mill levy for it. That's not in our plan.
Hopefully going to be federal funding, which was highlighted the need for the update of the plan as well.
And this is also where you'd like to spend at least some of the hospital district funds?
Yep, there's gonna be a
Match.
match required, so that would be our plan, because that would support the ambulance, and the morgue is countywide. The health department has services countywide, so
And search and
I
rescue.
think it would definitely
Good
fit
use
the
of that money.
parameters that we've set on ourselves for that money.
Joe, do you guys have a preliminary square footage?
Yep, it's
12,000.
12,000 square feet,
Okay.
150 by 80.
80 by 150 is,
And hopefully it'll have
Proposed.
heated aprons for the ambulance.
and it's all subject to change. You know,
Yeah,
we're just
yeah.
in the really preliminary.
It'll be a phase project, Melody.
But with the entities that we plan on putting in there, Dani feels that we have a pretty good chance of getting a federal grant. So we'll see if that works out.
Would that be like FEMA funding,
FEMA,
Dani?
for the BRIC program, yes, for the national competition. They support programs that cover a multitude, or at least one, that they consider lifelines, and there's like, I think 7 lifelines, and we'd be utilizing 3 or 4 of them. We'd be taking care of them with this.
See, Choteau had a BRIC application that failed because it's, some plan, maybe it was this plan, was their portion of this plan was not updated.
Correct.
Yeah, that precipitated the need for a growth
Yeah.
policy and everything to become
And the
updated.
city of Choteau, I just want to give Mike Maples especially a shout out because the Public Works Department has done an excellent job not just responding to natural hazards in the city of Choteau, but to mitigate efforts that they keep on going when you know the creek flooded and everybody had sewage. I mean, they went around and they tracked which houses and they mapped that out, so they knew exactly where those problems were occurring. And so he provided like a 6-page document to me that I included in the plan in its entirety about the work that the city had
Already
done.
done.
Yeah, and they took photographs of everything they'd been working on before and after, so you could really see the difference and documented it very well for the last several years. So that was included in the hazard mitigation plan update.
The current sewer portion of the project that they're doing, that is replacement of the sewer mains
Yes.
on that northeast side of town, is all tied to that.
Yeah, and the way that they're working in sections throughout the city, he had a map that highlighted which sections are happening when and stuff, so we put that in there as well.
He does a really good job.
He does.
Yep, he does. He's been
Yeah, all those guys,
really good work with.
everybody that works for the city does a fantastic job.
Yeah,
A
it
great
is.
crew, right?
We do. That's why part of the reason I was trying to hustle and get this plan done was because I knew that they were going to need it also for some of their applications.
So any further public comment? Any other commission reports?
No, I think that pretty well covers.
And no further public comment?
I guess I have public comment, and it's primarily to give credit to all the people that serve on local fire departments, or the volunteers, the EMSs, everything that the people in the county donate their time to. And what we're seeing is attrition. We have a lot of people that are getting some age on them, and I know they would definitely welcome any new people that would like to join the ambulance crews or the fire departments or whatever, because you never know when you're gonna need them.
And our board members as well. It was encouraging to have Dave throw his hat.
It
around.
was, yeah. It kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
It was good.
So anyway, just wanted to make sure that they're acknowledged and that we definitely appreciate them, so.
Okay, any further public comment? Our next meeting will be November 4th. And thank everyone for coming.